What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. I think it's extremely important whenever I pick up a new sponsor for the channel that I am clear and transparent with exactly what I am getting from them, and then also concise with what I am getting for you guys from them, which to be featured on Market Watch should be some of the best prices on the market, if not the best, because there's no other reason to take a site besides eBay or TCG Player and show it to you, and also what deals not to take from them while you're shopping there. I know a lot of you guys like one-stop shops, but independent sites tend not to be able to be everything. Not even YGOSingles could. So there are some things you cannot find on TCG Player on here, and you might have trouble hunting down on eBay from what I've seen from events. So let's go ahead. What am I hyping up so much? Who am I trying to show off and actually taking under my wing on the channel? Well, let me introduce you to my new sponsor, Soap. I use this before every single event that I go to, but here on Market Watch, we should also be showing off the competitors, and a readily available alternative is body wash. You can actually use this. It's very competitive in the current game state. And what do I get out of this? Personally, a better transaction / interaction with every single person that I meet. Now, there's also things to combo in with both of these, such as deodorant, toothpaste, and shampoo. So even if you're going out to locals or going to a YCS meeting all those pro players and tubers, you want to be using a combination of almost all of these and making sure you're showing up nice and fresh for the event. Now, that being said, I really have picked up a new sponsor, and I'm excited. I actually went through their website, and I've had a lot of fun going through it. They are a European website, but they offer free worldwide delivery over 50 pounds, which is about $65 US, so a little cheaper than YuGiOh used to be on that front. Also, you can navigate their site in US dollars. They have an option over here. It defaults to pounds here, but I think my European player base will also be very happy discovering this site. So they have pounds, they have euros, and they also have a dollar option, and they go with Dragon Ball Super, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Pokemon. So a lot of your card game needs. And so when I went to the Yu-Gi-Oh section, when they first approached me, I was actually really pleased to see that they worked hard in Yu-Gi-Oh singles. The boxes are somewhat competitively priced, around $65 for a European box. Isn't that bad, but you can still find boxes for $60 here and there of new sets. So I might somewhat avoid them, although you do have that 5% off code. We'll go ahead and look at that in a bit, but when I went price high to low on the entire site, I found some immediate deals that I personally would be taking, but I want to bring them to you guys and, you know, put their best foot forward, so to speak, but also into the community rather than take it for myself. So stuff like first edition Dark Arm Dragon, $53, and German as well. And I also saw up here somewhere that they had a Charge of the Light Brigade first edition French at $60. There's some really awesome cards that are high up there, not in everybody's pay range. So also with Yu-Gi-Oh singles old mantra that I would say, if you're looking to buy cheaper cards, get together with teammates and friends that you trust and put an order together to go ahead and get that free international shipping. But something else I like that I saw over here was this, foreign cards. They have an entire foreign card section for you to search from, and I think a lot of people have asked that from me, like, where can I go and find foreign cards? I want to go ahead and look at those on the market. Well, they're not all the best pricing or the best competitively, but a lot of them are decent, and I'm happy to see certain ones that pop up at really competitive prices versus our actual game on TCG Player and eBay. Now, let's go ahead and look at some sneak peek prices. This is what I really wanted to stare down. Their Thunder Dragon Colossus has, I think, been here since the start. They were sold out and just restocked because they were sold out yesterday. And then Titan has been down here lower than everybody for a while. When I went over and I looked at Colossus, he's actually more expensive on eBay before our 5% off code. So it's going to be What's Good 5 for you guys to get 5% off them site-wide. And we also see Colossus up here around $66, which is competitive until, hey, there's a code for you guys to save money on. So the cheapest you can currently get on market versus eBay and TCG Player over here. And Titan is actually doing way better. If I look up Titan, I believe he's pretty much smashing the prices. There is the 33 and then 35 quickly, so that's pretty close to the 32. But over here on TCG Player, big oof, 37, even though it started to calm down a little over here. Now, you'll see the prices, I think, fall very quickly on TCG Player, so I don't know if I would immediately be jumping in here for a lot of the newer cards, because you can kind of see the fallout happening as we're speaking today. I think the prices will be going down the next couple of days, but the fact that a lot of these have stayed steady since their sneak peek, like, they never put this up. It was at 12 pounds, I believe, the whole time, versus, like, we saw it go to $30 and $40 going nuts everywhere, and now it's calmed back down to, I think you can buy it for $13 on TCG Player, which I accidentally just closed my tab for. Unfortunate. So let's go ahead and see. Yeah, $13, 45 copies by Pro Play Games. Pro Play Games happens to come in and squash the market sometimes. I see they're some of the lowest here and there, but we also saw them take place in that Juice pre-sale game, which is something that I didn't see Tier 0 doing. So good on Pro Play Games showing up to the party now, but Tier 0 had been there from the start. So you definitely have deals, like I said, from waiting in this market that Yu-Gi-Oh! Singles is not in. But I know that Tier 0 Games is opening rather large quantities of product and also still continues competitive prices, like $82 on Infinite Impermanence on a settled market. So they're going back and they are repricing stuff like Engage. That's a little bit high. Very high compared to the 65 we can see it for now. But Impermanence is actually versus $85 for Unlimiteds here before it jumps to, you know, 88. It's been flexing towards 90. And then $83 here. It's completely competitive. It's priced under, and then you can get an additional 5% off. Of course, the bigger the card, the bigger that 5% is actually going to impact it when you're buying. So we're seeing competitive cards, cheapest on market, available in both pounds for you Europeans, euros, etc. And we are also seeing it for the US market with a relatively easy to deliver worldwide delivery for free. I really like Tier 0 Games from their approach to me. I personally do get a percentage of the sale every single time you use my code, so that's what I get out of it. But I'm not going to feature it unless you see something like this. So like you can get the cheapest one on market. You can get the cheapest one on market. And then I'll still warn stuff like the Thunder Dragon. I think you should hold off for a bit, but if you absolutely needed to buy it now and ensure that it gets in a certain amount of time, then there is your cheapest current option. But I really think the foreign section is something cool for me as a longtime player that kind of gets addicted. It's so hard to find Italian cards, and it's not super expansive yet, but I'm sure they're going to concentrate on stocking and filling that in the future. So there are great deals to be had currently, competitive old school, new school prices, and again, be sure to check eBay and TCG Player whenever you're looking at a card from them, because there's plenty of ways to go around this, but I think they intend to remain competitive, especially on upkeep of the newer stuff, as they have assured me. We'll keep an eye on it as it goes, but that's my partnership with them. Let me know what you guys think of this brand new site. I'm not going to be like shoving it in every market watch. It's going to be similar to Yu-Gi-Oh! Singles. When I see a deal that needs to be had, or I see something relatively cheaper than the other two on market when something's happening, such as Impermanence goes up to 90, maybe this stays at 82. Hey, this is over here for 10% off compared to our market, and then also a further 5% off. I think it's a really good kind of option to have in our pocket to also be able to look at. So I'm happy with it, but do let me know what you guys think. Now, something else that I actually was talking about on my Patreon is the legendary Duelist, and I see that Bingo Machine Go is up here way freaking higher than almost anything else. And compared to the past legendary Duelist, I think it's something to note. Ancient Gear Fusion actually crept up towards that $36 point. We see some independent sellers coming in and still trying to stay towards $30 with so few prices, but it became top heavy as well. Yet the rest of legendary Duelist Ancient Millennium did not collapse. We see Crystal Bond here at 21. We see Millennium Eyes Restrict at 12. Toon Kingdom at 10. Cocoon of Ultra Evolution at 8, etc. So we have multiple cards above that $12, $20 mark, and we see a lot in that 5 to 8 range. Whereas over here, we see that 36 and it immediately falls to 10, so there's no $20 card there. And we got 2 10s before it falls to 5 and then continues in. But the Blue Eyes cards seem to be, and Blackwing cards seem to be holding in here. There's a lot of more 4 to 5. So my question to you is, what do you think is going to rise out of Legendary Duelist White Dragon Abyss? I think both the Galaxies and Blackwings have potential to do it, especially the Blackwing boss monster, in my opinion. But I think there are going to be cards that, similar to this Legendary Duelist, rise over time, as not the most boxes of this get busted open, and it's actually pretty expensive on market, $76 freaking dollars. So we do see that. And what do you think's going to, versus $48 for the White Dragon? Maybe it's good to grab sealed Legendary Duelist, who knows? But definitely, what do you think will be rising up over time through this? And do you think Bingo Machine Go can, as Blue Eye support, hold that price? Or do you think it'll drip on down over time as other things from this set eventually, and I think inevitably, rise up? And the next Legendary Duelist, that's a doozy. The Wham and Legendary Duelist. I definitely think the Black Rose stuff and the Train stuff, they're gonna be kind of hyped, and also, I hate to say overpriced like a lot of Legendary Duelist stuff. So what do you think kind of this evolution of Duelist packs? And also, what do you think of the new sponsor? Definitely, I think Soap the better out of the 2 sponsors, but Tier 0 Games, I'm glad to have you on board, and I do hope that you guys take a look at that site. And remember, it's not What's Good 10, it's What's Good 5 for 5% off of their site. I'll pin that in the comment down below. Thanks for watching, everybody. And also, it's not just showing their site, I promise. I'm actually showing you guys, if you think about it, the kind of first out-of-market look at everything, and then competitive pricings from an independent seller. That's what I'm honestly doing. I wouldn't show them if they didn't have best on-market prices for you guys, and I'll continue not to unless there's something super relevant about showing them. Especially around sneak peek time, though, I think. I hope they get on that as fast as YGOSingles used to.